Hello, welcome back to the Woodwork channel. Welcome back to the press box. I'm your host George Edwards, and Axel's alongside me as well. Axel, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright, thank you. How are you?
We're going to put on the screen this that happened in the week, Axel. Do you want to talk us through it?
Yeah, no, we had a game last week. Cup game. Drew 1-1 in 90, went straight to penalties. Then we won 5-4 on penalties. And
Who scored the winning pen? I'm glad you make time for us there, Axel. Well, thank you.
Mate, wouldn't miss it for the world, would I?
We've got Jordan alongside us as well, and today we've got a special guest from the UCFB Coaching and Talent Development course. She's also part of the Female Coaching Society, Vice President, I believe. Is that right?
That is correct.
We've got
yep.
Jess Jones. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Perfect. It's good to have you, Jess. Now, the question we ask every guest on the press box first is, what got you to fall in love with football?
See, mine wasn't really a linear kind of pathway. I think I started playing when my friend started, and I just joined her. And I would most often play with the boys because there was no kind of girls teams around. I was falling in love with it. Then a few years later, I fell out of love with it. I didn't enjoy it at all.
How come?
And then, I don't know, I think the people I was with, the fact there wasn't really any girls around, I didn't enjoy it. You know, my family was still supportive, but I just didn't enjoy it anymore. So I quit for a bit, went to judo.
Okay.
And then,
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And then I came back to it around under-16s.
Right.
And then I've loved it ever since.
So did you have anyone around you, like in your family, playing football, or were you sort of the only one?
No, I was the only one really.
Yeah.
My family kind of, like my parents, they loved sport, but they weren't really big on football. It wasn't really a big football household. It was only when I started playing that they kind of had to watch it more, and yeah, so that's kind of how it went really.
So what made you come back then at the age of 16?
Judo didn't work out.
No, the thing is, I was doing competitions and I was like going up in the belts, but I just got to a point where I didn't enjoy it anymore either. So I thought I'd try football again, see what it was like, and it was when there was more kind of girls teams around. So I joined a local girls team, and the girls are lovely, and ever since then I've just loved it.
So was that the first sort of girls team you joined then? Because before you were just part of a boys team? Or?
Yeah, so I never really was. It was more training when I was younger, and I think that was just me and my friend. We were the only girls, and so it was kind of, the boys weren't really very accepting. You know, it'd be the point where I wouldn't really get past to, like, they'd like make fun of me and stuff like that. I think that's kind of what made me fall out of love of it.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, it was a lot more like females in the game. The growth of it was starting to increase, and yeah, that's kind of how it ended up.
Yeah. Why do you think you came back then? Is it the sort of growth that was around women's football? Because if you had that bad experience, it takes a lot of courage to come back, I suppose.
No, definitely. I think the fact that there was girls around helped. So I started playing for my school team around then as well, and that was thankfully all girls, and a couple of them played for the local team.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll still, like, you know, we're good friends, I'll kind of join from there. I think that's the only reason. I think it was that kind of support network and that feeling of actually being wanted.
Yeah. Did you support football then throughout that time of not playing, or did you sort of switch off from it completely?
No, I think I mainly switched off from it completely. I think I kind of turned towards judo, started watching judo.
Could have been an Olympian.
Have you ever done judo before?
No, you could see me doing judo, do you think?
Yeah,
Have
maybe.
you? Have you?
Yeah, I've done like 3 sessions.
Really?
Yeah.
We should have a duel. Round segment 2, we're going to have a duel, yeah?
Alright, cool, let's
Yeah,
go.
move the table that way. Yeah.
So what, did you have any sort of footballing idols or anything like that, or was it very sort of soul driven that you got yourself back into football?
It was soul driven, I
Yeah.
think. I only really started kind of getting those idols when women's football started to increase.
Yeah.
So it was around 2018, 2019. I went to watch the Lionesses, and from there it kind of grew. So the idols were kind of, in terms of footballing, like Ellen White, Lauren Hope, those are kind of my main two. That was kind of before I turned towards coaching.
Yeah.
Well, you always better, like, because you're quite good at football.
Thanks.
When you went into the girls' game after you came back after not playing, were you always better than the rest of them? Or?
So I don't want to sound like big-headed with this, but it was kind of, I was meant to be under 14s, and I went to one training session, and I think I kind of scored 3 goals, and they were like, no, like you can push up. So then I went pushed up into the 16s.
What, as striker?
Yeah, no, I think I was still a fullback at that point.
You scored 3 goals at fullback?
Yeah.
Fair.
That's it, yeah,
Okay.
you've got to have someone go for you there, yeah.
Yeah, and then when I went to 16s, they made me striker.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how did you, obviously you played sort of with boys at a different level, but did you find it different playing with girls rather than like earlier in your sort of life playing with boys, or?
I think, I don't remember too much of playing with the boys.
Yeah.
I think obviously the boys, I remember being quite physical.
Yeah.
That's just how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think it was playing with girls. I just enjoyed it more in terms of like I got along with them better.
Yeah.
Like they passed me more.
Yeah.
Had more ball time. I think that was kind of the main difference.
Yeah.
Obviously the game's changed now, and I imagine boys are much more like accepting.
Yeah.
It was just kind of back then. It wasn't really the main thing.
So what made you want to, obviously you're at uni doing coaching now, what
Yeah.
was it that made you sort of want to go down that road?
So it was only a couple of years ago. I realised I wasn't going to make a career out of playing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a, what do I do next? And I still wanted to stay within football, because I was like, I've got knowledge from playing,
Yeah.
and it was how can I kind of use that to help other players.
Yeah.
So I turned to coaching. I started coaching at my local under 13 girls team.
Okay. How old were you then?
I was 16, 17.
Okay.
Coaching on 13s is pretty young.
Yeah. And so I kind of started doing sessions there, was enjoying it, because I felt like the girls could kind of relate to me.
Yeah.
And then started doing my badges, and then it just grew from there, and I think that was kind of where my love for coaching started.
Yeah. Talk to us about getting badges then, because whenever I speak to someone in your position, they always say getting your coaching badges is so difficult, it's so expensive. Like, how have you found that journey?
I think the fact that I'm female helps.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being completely honest. Like my intro to coaching, I think it was all online.
Right. What, is it different for boys then? Or?
No, so the only reason the difference is because I got mine fully funded, because I'm a female and they want more female coaches.
Okay, right, yeah.
Was that a government thing then, or?
It was through the FA actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can kind of apply if you're from like a minority kind of group. And so I applied for that. I got that fully funded. Then UEFA C, I think I was very lucky. I think the only reason I got onto it first time was because I applied for fully funded, got it, got the email, and then I saw that email within about 2 minutes, and then booked onto it straight away.
Right.
But I've heard of people that have taken ages to try and get it. Like the waiting list is massive, especially after COVID. So,
And how did you find sort of going through that process of being taught how to coach? If you mean, can you still sort of implement your own styles, or?
Yeah, so it was kind of they kind of place an emphasis on like giving you the knowledge, but it's you've got that freedom and like independence with how you kind of implement that into your coaching. Like there's so many different coaching styles and like different ways you can kind of help coach players that they kind of wanted you to still have that independence. It was about giving you that baseline knowledge in terms of how can you just basically help improve those players. I think that was kind of the key thing.
And you're at UCFB now. What made you want to come here?
I think obviously being at Wembley Stadium, that was obviously
that's an attraction for most people, isn't it?
But for me it was about what can help improve my career the most, and for me UCFB was that, because obviously I came to the open day and the lecturers were just like so like knowledgeable, welcoming, and I felt like I fitted in. I felt safe in like the environment to be able to push myself, and for me to be able to have that network to grow and be the best coach I can.
And going to uni doing coaching, it's not like a sort of academic subject sort of thing. So were you always set on going to uni to do coaching, or was there other options you were considering as well?
No, so I nearly didn't come to uni to be fair. Yeah. I was going to take a gap year and go travelling. That was an option. Because I had an opportunity to go to Thailand and volunteer at like Elephant Sanctuary.
Really?
That's completely different coaching.
I know. So I would have done that for a few weeks at least, and then I would have gone travelling. But I think the fact that the growth of the women's game as it was, obviously we won the Euros, there was a massive growth. I thought now's kind of my time to get in. there's now like an increase in the number of ETCs being created, and so the amount of coaching opportunities from that would be massive.
Yeah.
So I thought I can't really wait another year.
Yeah. And you support. This was funny. So tell us a story about why you're a Swansea City fan, not being really from South Wales.
So men Swansea.
Yeah.
So my dad's side of the family, they're all from North Wales. So we'd gone there for a holiday just to see family, that sort of thing. Then on our way back, we stopped off at the service station, and then we were sat there eating, and then like a load of like players walked past. And I was like, oh. Like they all had like a Swan badge on them.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me have a little look. Because at this point I didn't support anyone. Like I wasn't really too big on football. Searched up like what teams have a Swan on them, and it was Swansea. And I was like, oh okay, I'll support them then. Like maybe it's a sign. So yeah, I've kind of supported them ever since.
And then Man City for women.
Oh yeah.
What's that about?
That was kind of, I think, when I started supporting women's football, it was the time when they had Kira Walsh, Georgia Stanway, Lucy Bronze, Caroline Weir, like Ellen White, Jill Scott, the whole like OGs, like unreal players. It was that kind of time when they had like all of them, and I was like, I've got to support them.
Fair enough. There's a bit of different stories there.
yeah, just a bit.
So what have you found? How have you found being in London then? Because I looked at your Instagram and you went to that thing with Jake Humphrey last year. You've done some really cool things. How have you found being in London for sort of opening up your connections and things like that?
I've actually loved London. Like, because I'm from Fleet in Hampshire. The only kind of clubs nearby in terms of big clubs are Aldershot and Reading. And there wasn't really lots of opportunities there. And so coming to London, like the opportunities are like endless. It's quite a big hub in terms of football. But also opportunities within that, different avenues, coaching. It's been massive. Like I've loved it, and I think I'm kind of hoping to stay here after uni. You think? Yeah. I think the opportunities are too good to kind of turn down.
Have you got a plan for what you're looking to do after?
What's the end goal for you?
So it's kind of changed recently. So my main aim has always been coaching an academy, like a top academy, maybe like a girls' academy, and being that kind of coach to help develop those like elite players, or to be those first team players kind of thing. But I've recently had like a opportunity for performance analysis.
Okay.
So I'm kind of torn now between coaching and analysis. I'd love to do both.
Yeah.
Which one do you think you enjoy more?
See, that's a tricky one because I prefer being on the grass.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a massive fan of sitting behind
a screen.
And like I've got more impact on the grass. But I quite like the analysis side of it, like the technical and tactical understanding, like being able to use that to then help the team. I find that really interesting.
How did that come around then, doing your performance analysis?
So from one of my lecturers, I got an opportunity to go and observe Watford ladies. So they're step 3, they're just the one below the women's championship. In the south division. So I've observed them, and I was like, I can come back next week, and I just kept emailing them asking to come back each week.
Oh, that's good. Cool.
And
was it just you then from here, or? And so from that, last week they were like, oh, like we need an analyst to help our current analyst because he's got a lot going on at the minute. Like he's got. So that's the
big
first team,
workload.
is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Take the load off him.
Just to do some coding and stuff, and I was like, yeah, like I'd love to.
You jumped in it.
Yeah, of course. I was like, that's such an incredible opportunity with how high up the women's team are. So yeah, I'm hoping to start that soon.
That's good.
And since you've been here, you've done some incredible trips with UCFB and GIS. You've been to Atletico Madrid. You've been to Toronto. I mean, tell us about those experiences.
They were incredible. Madrid to start. Yeah, that was so good. I came back as one of our lecturers. His contacts are unreal. And it was kind of like a player experience. So the coaches, they'd just give us like almost like a typical academy session. So we'd just be playing in the sun, which was nice. But it was kind of, in terms of my coaching, it was understanding them coaching like me, so I can understand it from a player's perspective and what they do different to other academies here in England.
Related back to coaching still.
That was a key for me because obviously we observed like their academy sessions, but they're speaking Spanish the whole time. So when we had our sessions, it was they're speaking English. It was, what can I learn from that? So that was really interesting.
What did you learn from that?
It was their style.
I sound like a teacher there. Sorry.
Their styles are like so much different. Like they'll always use mini goals and everything they do. Like they'll always make it competitive. yeah, it was things like that. Like, I made like a whole list of things that I just like took from it because it was like such a good learning experience.
Do you think it's better than the way we do things in England here? Like, would you prefer?
It's a tricky one because different academies, like different clubs, their academies like run so much differently. Like like Southampton, Brentford, they're so different. I do quite like it, and it's pretty successful in terms of getting those players through. And it was, I don't know, it was just a lot more fun in a way.
Okay.
And like they'd always try and make a joke with you and like have a laugh. So yeah, that was good.
And do you think you've implemented some of the things you've seen into your sort of coaching today?
Yeah, I've tried to, because I think a key thing is building that connection with the players, and that relationship on the pitch, but also off the pitch as well. So, like as a coach, obviously you're such a big like role model, and like if the players want to come talk to you, or whatever, you're kind of there. So it was kind of building that relationship with the players, which in the past I struggled with.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of a key thing for me.
Because what age do you coach now?
So I coach under 12s and under 14 girls, then under 10 and under 14 boys, and then I also do like women's recreational sessions.
Right, okay. So you're always busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you ever have a day off?
No, I did not have a day off. Yeah.
How have you found coaching like girls and boys then? Do you approach it differently, or is it very similar?
Yeah, so it is quite different. The girls, because it's development centres, they're kind of there for the social side a bit more.
Yeah.
So it's about making it fun, but also still trying to get them to improve.
Yeah.
That's kind of a key thing. Whereas the boys, they're more like driven. Like you've got to drive that intensity high. You've got to keep them like pushing. That's kind of the main thing. I think the girls, you're less likely to not shout at them, but in terms of your coaching style, it's more likely to be laid back. Whereas the boys, it's more like command, tell them like do this, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of the difference, yeah.
And are you naturally good at doing that, asserting your feelings, or do you find it difficult sometimes?
I think I find it difficult. I've always coached girls.
Yeah.
So then coaching boys, obviously, it's kind of like that switch.
Yeah.
So it was quite different. I'm starting to get used to it now.
Yeah.
It's still a bit out of my comfort zone.
How long have you done it for then?
So I started there in March. So,
Okay.
but I only started with the boys in
I do
September.
like the development centres as well, the boys.
Yeah. So I started with the boys in September. So yeah, it is quite different in terms of my coaching style, but I'm enjoying it. It's good.
Good stuff. And we mentioned Toronto. Go on.
No, I was going to ask, do you think you'd be a good coach?
I don't know. You know, I feel like I know football a lot, but that's sitting from a stand.
Yeah.
I reckon if I was like on the grass, I wouldn't have a clue where to
I
start.
reckon you get your team relegated, to be fair.
Well, I don't think you'd do much better, would you?
I would be a
You
great
think?
coach.
Should we start our own team? The Woodwork FC.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
Jordan, you can be goalkeeper coach, assistant coach, head coach,
Analyst?
analyst.
Yep.
Yeah. Ellie in the studio can be fired, and we'll be sorted. I think we'd pull up strings, you know.
I think we'll do alright.
I
Yeah.
think it'd be good.
Should we do campus football next year? UCF.
Yeah.
We do
Yeah, go on
campus
then.
football.
Yeah.
I think we'll do alright.
You do.
I promise you, I think we'll do alright.
Well, we'll see. So you've got to ditch UCFB first team to play for us, yeah.
Is this still recorded?
Right, lastly then, let's talk about Toronto, because
Yeah.
you went there, was it a masterclass from Rachel Yankee throughout that as well? There were some really cool things that you did, so talk to us about Toronto and how it came about.
Toronto, that was through GIS, their global summit. So that was like really good in terms of not just my coaching, but also my personal kind of skills in developing them. So we had we were able to watch Toronto's first team train. Then we had kind of like a masterclass with their assistant coach.
Okay.
So he kind of showed us some of the game that we went to watch, some clips, and it was about can you develop a session based on things that you think we'd need to work on for the next game.
Okay.
So it was kind of part analyst, but also part coaching in terms of session planning.
Okay.
So that was really interesting. I learned a lot from him. Yeah, it was the networking out there was so good. I'm kind of hoping to go back out there at some point because I built some really good connections. We were based in Toronto FC, the stadium, the whole time.
Yeah.
We'd have different people come in, not necessarily just coaching, but also there's like media and other things behind the scenes, which was really interesting. And then at the end of the week, we had to do a presentation based on if you were the head of academy for Toronto, how would you run it basically? So that, and then there was 3 people from the industry that came in and watched.
Really?
Yeah, so
Wow.
that was really good,
Cool.
and kind of helps in terms of my confidence, because I think that's a big thing
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
but also in terms of coaching as well. You need to be confident to be able
Yeah.
to step in and coach, and
Yeah, if you can do that and you come back here and you just teach them.
yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, that was really good. That was
It
such
sounds
a good
it, to be fair.
experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, so good.
And I think we mentioned it at the top of the show, but finally you are the Vice President of the UCFB Female Coaching
Yeah.
Society. Just talk to us about how that came about and how important you think it is to have something like that into the modern day.
No, definitely. So I think I was a member first year.
Mm.
It kind of started a few years ago, I think, by one of the female coaches here.
Yeah.
And it was about, can we try and create that support network of females at this uni, specifically female coaches, because there's a big lack of them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the only female on my course.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's about, can we create that support network for the females here to help them feel supported and help them kind of develop and grow to be the best they can. And so it was, yeah, the old president, she asked if I could be vice president this year, along with 2 of my best friends. They're the presidents.
Yeah.
So I kind of support them with everything. But it's kind of, we've got a lot in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just really want to help grow female coaches here and kind of bring more female coaches in as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about, we are a minority, so can we try and build that and use that to our strength to be the best coaches we can and create that support network for
Yeah.
each other, not necessarily just coaching but also like in general off the pitch.
Yeah.
Is can we support each other, can we be there for each other? Yeah, that's kind of a massive thing
Yeah.
that I'm very passionate about.
Do you think there is more and more girls and women coming into football as the years go on?
No, 100%. I think the increase in like the growth and the popularity of women's football is kind of helping us feel more included and like we fit in. So even I think there's more first year female coaches than there was in my year and the year before me as well. So I
Really?
think
Right.
it's kind of pushing that and keeping that growing. I think that's kind of the main thing really. I think obviously us winning the Euros on home
Yeah.
soil
It's
was
gonna help,
kind
isn't
of
it?
Big
Yeah.
massively help. And I just think it's just going to keep growing from there. I don't know if it will ever be as big as men's football, but I kind of hope with the increase in funding and
Yeah.
and like televised more, I think that'll kind of push it,
Yeah.
and hopefully it will get as big as it can.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think I've really enjoyed that, Axel.
Yeah,
You?
no, it's good.
Really good. We'll get on to our second segment where, because Jess is a coach, we're going to look at having a game about coaches. Hello, welcome back to the Press Box. Segment 2, we've got a quiz, and Axel doesn't want to be on his own this week because I always hammer him. So those 2 are teaming up against me to see if they can beat me. Jordan, over to you.
Thank you. So for the quiz, we've got 14 questions, half split into men and women coach career pathways. So
Okay.
how do you guys think you're going to get on?
Not bad. I mean, I have got Ellie in my ear, so I really think I should be able to use her. But
No.
But she
Wait,
also
what?
is not going to be any help, probably. So, no, I think this will be close, closer than normal.
Well, I lose every single week, so I'm gonna have higher hopes and say that I'll do a bit better than last week.
So
It's not difficult.
who would,
Yeah,
like,
it's
who
not
would
really.
like to go first? Is this
John, you decide, Jordan.
We'll go first.
Yeah, let the guests go first.
We'll go first.
okay?
But you watch. I bet I'll get all the women now, and you 2 will get all the men, and I'll be useless.
So this is the first person or manager is a male.
Okay.
So I'm going to just read you out the teams, and if you need the help, I'll go with the years.
Okay.
If they get it wrong, do I have to stop?
Yes.
Yeah. So we got their first club was Derby
Boo.
to Chelsea.
Lampard. Wait, sorry. Do I have to lock it in? Wait, continue. Because that continue. Continue,
No,
continue.
that's
No,
not.
continue.
I just said it out loud.
It,
Continue.
the thoughts we were just bouncing.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you sure?
See, thank you, Jess.
Yeah.
To Everton.
Oh, okay. We don't have buzzer noise to do.
Just lock it in. Come on.
Lampard.
Yep.
Yes. 1-0.
Love it.
I'm going to evenly spread it. So George, you've also got
A male one.
a
Okay.
manager.
A manager.
A manager. A male
That's a
manager.
good start. Yeah.
Preston.
He's not gonna get this.
Everton.
Yeah.
Man U.
Oh, David Moyes.
Yeah, would you like to... What other clubs do you play for?
Manage or play for?
Manage.
United, then West Ham.
There's a Spanish club in there.
Did he?
Yeah.
What, Bilbao or something?
Real Sociedad.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine David Moyes speaking Spanish?
Yeah.
Not a chance. Right, and then West Ham twice.
Yeah.
And then maybe Leicester.
Well,
No, definitely not Leicester.
No.
1-1.
Right.
I'm happy with that.
he's a women's head
I
coach.
feel like there's so much more pressure. Here
Here we go.
Go on.
The Netherlands assistant manager.
Woohoo! What a
Go
start.
on.
Then the Netherlands interim manager.
Yep.
Then the Netherlands head coach. And the England manager.
Serena
Right,
Wiegman,
what-
Huh?
though. Serena Wiegman.
Can we locked in?
Yeah.
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 Thank you. 2-1.
I got that after Netherlands assistant manager.
Well, that's what I thought. I was
Shocking.
like,
Yeah, I've
Right.
blurted Lampard up. way
If
too
if
big.
no one's ever heard of this one, you're fired, John.
Long Island Lady Riders.
Yeah, nice.
oh, okay.
Yes,
And this is
nice.
a female head coach, by the
Yes,
way.
nice. Nice.
Iona Gales.
Come on, George.
I feel like I know
The
this.
Arsenal assistant head coach. Chicago Red Stars to Chelsea. And is
I know. Go on.
currently the United States.
Oh,
Yeah.
Emma Hayes.
I was going to say,
Nice.
as soon as you started saying America, I was like,
Did
oh,
she? Was she
yes.
Arsenal?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Or the
know.
assistant.
That was the only one that threw me off.
Okay.
That was the bit that threw me off.
Emma Hayes, 2-2.
Back to male head coach. Portsmouth. Southampton. Back to Portsmouth. Tottenham. QPR.
Come on.
The national team of Jordan.
Come on.
And Birmingham.
Cleaning up here.
I ain't got a Scooby.
Just read them again.
Portsmouth. Southampton. Portsmouth again. Tottenham. QPR. Jordan. And Birmingham.
Right, so the last two threw me off.
Who do you think?
Hang on.
We've got countdown.
No.
No, just say who you think because I ain't got Scooby. So
No, because it sounds so. Because
Come on.
no, it was only the Tottenham QP. Like
who do you think it is?
I first thought it was Harry Redknapp, but then I was like, no, that's so like. But then the Birmingham, I didn't use that managed Birmingham.
Well, we've only got Harry Redknapp, so.
For God's sake!
Harry Redknapp.
Yeah.
Was it actually?
Oh, I
Yeah.
knew
See,
that
you
as
gotta
well.
believe
No,
yourself,
I'll
man. I didn't
back
have a
myself
Scooby.
more.
Come on,
To be
3-2.
fair.
That's unfair.
This is why I love having partners.
Right.
You need to have a
Need
partner. more
partners.
like.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Another male. Derby.
Right, why are you keeping me these Derby ones? Appalling.
DC United. Birmingham.
Yeah.
And Plymouth.
Wayne Rooney,
Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
3-0.
It's 3-3.
Female head coach.
Go
Leon Academy. Leon
Okay, yeah.
and Chelsea.
Sonia Bompastel.
Sonia Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
I hadn't got his Scooby.
Did you have that?
No.
Did you have that?
No.
Yeah. I
Do you
didn't know
not?
that either.
No.
Right.
Did you know that, Ellie?
Yeah.
Maybe you should use it for
Who said I'm not? I can see it now.
No, I don't.
Between 2016 to 2017,
Is this a woman
This
as
is a
well?
woman.
Okay.
the Welsh under-19s. Then between 2017 to 2020, the England under-19s and 20s. Then in 2020, she became the England assistant manager. Then in 2020 to 2023, she became the Tottenham head coach.
Okay.
Yep.
And between 2023 to the present date, she's the West Ham.
So who's West
Head
Ham's
coach.
current head coach?
No. Ellie doesn't know. I'm not even going to guess. I couldn't tell you.
Got an idea?
I ain't got a Scooby. Who, you have someone in your head, don't you?
I did, but she's not the West Ham's.
Well, you didn't think that with Harry Redknapp, so. Oh, well, she's not
No,
the West Ham's current
no,
coach.
yeah,
Ah.
no, because she was the one that I was thinking of was England youth coaches, but now she was at Canada last. So.
Well,
Oh,
we're
this
tapped
is-
in.
Rahan Skinner.
Oh, Ryan Skinner.
Yeah,
I
no.
should have got that. I
Oh,
should have
that
got
one.
that. That was so poor for me.
Okay. Right, so you guys got the lead, but I'm coming back.
What's that?
4-3.
Yeah.
4-3. That's fine.
Right. Who's ready?
It's us next.
This is you guys.
Right. Back to a male manager. Question. Which Spanish head coach took charge of Everton between 2013 and 2016?
Everton.
So is this no?
Yeah, no.
No.
2013, 2016.
Oh, right. This might be so rogue actually.
Wait, until you say lock in, anyways, you can say it. out
Yeah,
loud.
you can say anything.
Rafa Benitez. Was he at Everton?
We are going to lock in Rafa Benitez.
You sure?
Roberto Martinez.
Yes.
There's Roberto Martinez.
Aye. 4-4.
Can you name
No.
the only Premier League manager in history to be born in Denmark?
Thomas Frank.
Have you locked in?
Yeah.
Well, if it's not, we're cooked. So.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to have another guess?
Is it not Thomas
Is it
Frank?
not Thomas Frank?
Right, we'll have a guess.
What
Is
was
it
he born?
wait, current Premier League manager?
Yeah, is it current?
Current.
No, he's not current.
Oh. Oh no.
Danish Premier League manager. These are good questions. I
Yeah,
like
they
It
this.
would
are.
help to think of. He
Whoa,
also
whoa, whoa,
played.
whoa, 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 whoa,
You
whoa.
got it
Go
wrong
on.
as well.
No,
It was
it's-
You got it
bouncing.
wrong. Go on. He also
He
played.
played in the Prem.
He played in the Prem.
Do we get to know what club or not?
No.
Played in
Thomas
the
Frank
Prem.
was born in Denmark.
Was it Thomas Frank?
Thomas Frank.
So second.
Yeah, so this right,
So there's
second.
another. So
Or maybe it's the first. It was probably the first.
The first.
okay, cool.
Can
So
I
it's
get-
not Thomas Frank.
Can I get half a point
No,
for that?
no picking
No.
points
It
around
wasn't
here.
specified.
No.
No.
Well, I'm in charge of the podcast, so I might just give myself.
I ain't got a clue.
They're not going to get it. Are they?
Yeah, you got it.
Ole
Oh, you know it
No,
now.
I
Solskjaer.
don't know. No,
Is
no.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
No,
Norwegian.
Norwegian, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Laudrup.
Mm.
Oh.
Wasn't he at Swansea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should've
Right.
known that.
That's poor, Jess.
Yeah,
That's
Is it
poor.
Arsenal?
To be
Yeah.
fair, he doesn't sound Danish.
Does he not? I don't know what he talks like.
No, even his name doesn't.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Here we
No.
go.
Yeah. Right, the women head coach question.
Come on, Jess.
Who is the current Manchester United women's head coach?
Oh, Mark Skinner.
Whatever she says, I'm going with.
Yeah.
So,
Man
Sure.
United.
yeah, we're locking
No,
it in.
Don't
Don't let him throw you off.
Why are you?
Yeah, we're locking
I'm
in.
liking
Yeah,
Jordan's poker face.
lock in, locked in,
Yeah, but hang on. No, Mark Skinner. Yeah.
locked
On
in.
a Man United. Mark Skinner.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
don't believe in yourself, man. Jordan will try to throw you off. What's that? 5-4.
Yeah.
How many
4.5.
trophies?
Nah.
How many what?
How many trophies did Chelsea win under Emma Hayes?
Right, so 7 WSLs. FA Cup. Let's say they won 5 cups.
Is it? No. I know you said.
14.
It's close enough.
Wait for your guys' answer.
I was gonna say 13.
13
So-
popped to my
So
head.
we'll go whoever's closest, shall we?
13 popped to my
Yeah.
head.
And
Wait,
you're
are we
wearing,
looking
you're
at
wearing
13?
13, Axel. So
Ooh,
13?
lucky number maybe.
Yeah, go for it.
13. We're looking 13.
Locked in. 16.
Oh, come on, get in.
Should have said 15.
Did you know what they have we got? What they are? Or? 7 WSLs.
7 WSLs. 5.
There'd have been a few She
Great
Blues
run.
clubs in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
League Cup would have
So
been nice.
great, bro.
Take that.
How
Back
many
in the
questions
lead. 5-4.
2.
5.5.
5.5 4.
No, we got 5.
We got 5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Five and a half, 5.
How old is Sam Allardyce?
Jesus.
We go closest again.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's closest to, can you just give a rough answer?
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Neither do I. I could not even. I don't want to offend him.
No, it's fine. He's
He's
not
not
listening.
listening.
He's
Not
not
listening. Don't worry.
Right, so he's got to be like 72? Did you say higher?
67. 67 is a good number.
67?
Yeah, it's a good number.
Yeah, go for it.
67 locked in. That's a good number.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good
See,
number.
I was thinking
Yeah.
63, but I'm just going to be annoying and say 66.
66. 67. 70.
Yes!
Right, go on
And
then.
last one.
6-5. So you can only
And a
draw.
half.
Okay. So
We
if
did
you
all
get
agree on the half.
if you get
so-
this,
So for
then
this
it'll
one,
be
you
interesting.
can both.
What? No,
Well,
surely not.
Double points then. Yeah.
No, not a chance.
Whoever gets closest.
All right, go on then.
What is Serena Wiegmann's current Lioness win record?
Is this how many games she's won?
Like, if it's a percentage, is it?
Oh, percentage.
Yeah, she's managed 54 games.
Closest to you.
54 games. So I'm trying to work out games we've lost.
Don't do it out
Ah,
loud.
do it. Go on, Jess,
Don't
off you
do
go.
it out loud.
Off you go, Jess.
He's got to answer first, anyways.
I'm going to say 73%.
That's a good number.
Are you locked in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we lost against Australia before the World Cup. We lost against Spain World Cup final. I think we've lost. We've lost recently. I think we lost against Germany recently.
That's free.
Let's go.
Please come back to next week
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Xbox.
If you can only
Um,
think of that many, she must not have lost that many, so the percentage is going to be high. 73% is a very good number,
Yeah.
so it's annoying. But I say we go higher.
What, 78 or?
Yeah, cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
78%. It's probably going to be like 82, isn't it?
79%.
Oh, wow. We are good.
Yeah.
So it was, I think it was
Well done, guys.
43 wins.
Yes.
Appalling.
Sorry, George.
Well, Axel, you have to have somebody to beat me.
I don't
because
mind.
both times you've had a teammate.
A win's
you've
a
won
win.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
I
you just
don't
have a chance.
mind.
Valid
A
effort.
win's a win.
2 on 1 is not
Winning.
easy though.
Well, next week we've got a UCFB lecturer that you'll be up against, so good luck winning that one.
Yeah, good luck.
Well done, guys. We'll be back for our news segment topic in a few seconds. Hello, welcome back to the press box. We've switched sides again. I came back next to Axel and I don't like it. But we're going to talk about our news topics. So, firstly, we're going to talk about the Women's Champions League. All 3 English teams have gone through to the knockout stages. After last year, only one team being in the competition, Jess.
Yeah.
A very good place for English football at the minute.
Yeah, no, definitely, it's really good. I think you can kind of tell that the increase in funding and kind of popularity of the women's game in England through the fact that we have now got 3
Yeah.
in the Champions League, other than just Chelsea last season, which
Do any of them surprise you? Because obviously Arsenal got rid of Ida Val, but they still pretty much coasted through. And so, has any of them surprised you, or was that what you were expecting, really?
no, to be fair, I think in terms of City, I think the only thing that shocked me was that we beat Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal, they did have that kind of rocky spell. Obviously got rid of Ida Val, but I think the manager that's come in now, she's really good for them.
Yeah.
So I think the only way's up for them. And Chelsea, yeah, no surprise there at all.
So if anyone's going to go and win it, then obviously you'll be back in City. But
Yeah.
do you think City can do it?
Um,
I mean, it's a good season so far.
No, definitely. I think in terms of English teams, obviously Chelsea has more depth in their strength in their squad.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a few injuries. I think if we can get a few our injury players back, I'd like to back us, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just my delusional kind of fan head rather than actually.
Football,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And you said, obviously, beating Barcelona in the group stage. If you have to do it in the knockouts again, do you think you can do it again, or?
I think it depends where they get. I think if it's in Barcelona,
Yeah.
that's gonna be tough. But I
Yeah.
think back in the Joy Stadium or the Etihad, I think we've got a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a final prediction then. Who's going to lift the Champions League? 'Cause we did this last year, and I think all 4 of us got it wrong.
Who did you guess last year?
I said Chelsea. I think,
So.
yeah, it was before these guys were here. I think,
Yeah.
Ellie, can you remember what Dan and Lucy said? I think one of them said Barca and one of them said Leon or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got it grossly wrong overall. So don't come here for predictions, but what we're thinking.
If I'm thinking logically, I think Chelsea have a chance.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that hurt you to say that? I suppose it's not as painful with Hayes not there, is it now?
No, I mean, to be fair, I did love Emma Hayes. She was.
Did you? Yeah, I
she was
suppose.
unreal.
Yeah.
I think in terms of squad strength and depth, I'd say Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Again, betting against Barca.
I know it's tricky. I think the fact that we beat Barca, if we could beat Barca, Chelsea can. I
Yeah,
think,
fair
even
enough.
though Chelsea failed to do so on quite a few attempts recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Chelsea got a chance.
fair enough. Right, well,
Yeah.
from women's to Chelsea men's, sort of a link in there with Maresca, who replaced Cooper, beat him at the weekend, and then Steve Cooper's now been sacked as Leicester manager, which I think is a disgrace that Leicester have sacked Cooper. They knew what they were
You
getting.
love Cooper though.
I do love Cooper,
Yeah.
but Leicester knew what they were getting when they appointed Cooper, right? They knew the fans wouldn't like it, and they knew that because he's such a recent Forest legend. But they decided to go with it, to not stick past that. And then he's came in, he's got them 16th. They have not been humiliated by anyone this season.
Yeah.
The only team in the bottom half they've lost to, I think, is Man United, and that was away. They've been competing in every game. They beat teams around them, Southampton, Bournemouth at home is a very good win. Yes, the football isn't great, but he plays football that stabilises teams in the Premier League. That's what he did for us for so many years. And if they want to play attractive football, get Russell Martin and be 20th. Surely they don't want that. So I just think it's a disgrace that they've got rid of Cooper. And I think unless they get David Moyes, they're in serious, serious trouble. Jess, what do you think?
No, I think they need to give him more time.
Yeah.
With what he did at Forest, obviously he struggled at first, but then they were really good. I think obviously I knew him from Swansea days as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think give him time. I reckon he could have done something good with them. The fact that he can stabilise them, get them. It might not be pretty, but if they get points, that's the main thing.
Yeah, they just need to focus on staying in the league. To be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're expecting. I mean,
That's what I'm thinking.
like I said, they've got the worst defender in the league. How they are not in the relegation zone with Wout Fass, Icoli, Christiansen, and then Vardy and Ayew, who are going to be walking into old people's homes in a few years,
Whoa,
up front,
yeah.
is
I
a
love
disgrace.
Vardy.
I love
No,
Ayew.
yeah,
love
no, I really
Ayew.
like Vardy as a striker, but he's past it. He's got his pace has gone, and he knows where to be to score a goal. But apart from that, I can mate. You're right, Lenny. I just think getting rid of Cooper is a disgrace, and obviously because I love him so much, I'm going to think that.
Yeah.
Jordan.
It's not great. I think it was a bit pointless. I mean, and they are like 1 point off the relegation zone.
Yeah.
But to change a manager now
For them as well.
before the new
Yeah.
year, it's
Yeah.
And
a
this
bit-
summer they invested the least out of the three clubs that came up.
Yeah.
Southampton and Ipswich spent 100 million. Leicester spent 80 million.
Mm.
So I think they've got a worse squad than when they came up. They certainly have a worse squad than when they went down the season before.
Yeah.
And he's got them not comfortably, but at the relegation zone. And he
Yeah.
proved that they could take points off teams around them. And that's what you have to do. The reason we finished 17th last year was because we beat a lot of teams up in the high in the sort of top half. But apart from Sheffield United, the highest team we beat was 12th.
Mm.
So you've just got to give them a chance. In terms of replacements, then I think Moyes is the other one that can improve them. They're talking about Van Nistelrooy being the favourite.
Nah.
No.
If I'm Van Nistelrooy, I'm
You
not
don't
taking
take that.
job.
No.
I
It's
don't take that
toxic.
job.
He wants to go somewhere abroad or somewhere in the Championship where he's got time, he can build. Being thrown into a Premier League job.
It's just too much pressure. It's not
Yeah.
even just a Premier League job. It's we need you to keep us in this
Yeah.
league
Yeah.
and now because they're only 1 point away from relegation. So anything that goes wrong, the manager's gonna get scrutiny.
Yeah,
The owner's gonna get it's too much pressure. And
definitely.
if I'm Van Nistelrooy, I'm not taking that job.
No. You need someone with like experience at that level in terms of trying to keep a team up.
You
Yeah.
can't have
It's
somebody.
a hard job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Coops. I know he's only got 2.5 years of experience, but he
No,
found
he's
a
done
way
well.
to get results in the
Exactly,
Prem,
yeah.
and that's what he was
It's
doing
not
with them.
pretty, but he's done it.
Do you think you could do a job, Jess, at Leicester?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. You know.
No. How would you approach it?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, you'd stay away from it. Good stuff. Well, thanks, guys. I've really enjoyed this week's episode. I don't know about
Thank
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on, Jess. Jordan, thank you. And Axel, you'll be back to get battered in a quiz next week.
You
I'm
lost
sure.
this one, so I don't
You'll
want
be
to
on,
get too much
you'll be on your own
credit.
next week. So
Yeah.
we'll be back to form. Well, if you like the video, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well and the notification bell to be notified when we upload. We'll be back with another press box next week. But until then, have a good week and we'll see you soon.